I'm Cari Moore, and this is my co-host, Kelli Paddon.
Good morning.
I'm glad you're here today.
I'm glad to be here.
We have some amazing things coming up on our very first show, some cool interviews.
We have an interview with Jean-Louis Bleau from the Chilliwack Cultural Centre.
And another one with Spiderlodge. So make sure you come back after the break. Hello and welcome back. So, what are you up to this week? I know you had something fun.
It's spring break week.
I know.
Right? And so I'm really excited this week in particular because it's the first episode of Daybreak.
Yes.
So we're really excited. I know that we're going to be today talking, we have a couple really cool interviews. We're going to be talking about some news that caught our eye. And every week you're going to be able to see different stories and different interviews.
Celebrities even.
Celebrities.
Yes. Professionals will get on to different topics.
Yeah.
And some reoccurring things as well. Yeah.
Yeah, there's lots of really great ideas, and we'll really be waiting to hear as well some of the ideas that come directly from the viewers. So anything about tourism and business, but also sports.
Little news snippets that you'd like to share, that would be great.
Entertainment, art, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So this week though.
Spring break.
Spring break.
And you still have a child at home.
Child would be maybe a misnomer there. But yes, and she sleeps until noon.
As they do.
As they do. But that's okay, I'll take it. 1 week left of spring break. There's a lot happening. I know a lot of people with littles are, the hustle and bustle and the juggle. Oh my goodness. Because, you still have to go to work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what do they do with their kids, right? Yeah. Grandparents are on high alert.
Yeah, I remember the juggle. Right now, I'm getting a lot of free manual labor to sort the house.
Exactly. Spring cleaning and all that great stuff. Spring actually started about 4.5 hours ago. This morning.
You're welcome. So fresh for Daybreak, episode 1 is Spring, brought to you by us.
Yes. So that means there'll be no more snow, no more rain.
Can we talk about that for a minute?
Yeah.
What happened last week?
It was a little peek in for the spring, and he was like, nope, I'm done.
Well,
gonna snow again.
Between the hail and the sleet, and then the
rain,
and then the sun.
And the mud and the muck, and it wasn't fun. So hopefully this time around, spring's just gonna think, hi, now it's gonna be sunny.
Yeah.
I need some vitamin D. Really bad.
Just soak it in, right?
Yeah.
So, what caught your eye this week with news?
Well, the story about the little boy in Mission, the 5-year-old that went missing for terrifying, I think 2 hours, and then Search and Rescue found him. So I was like, oh man! I'm amazed at the work that the Search and Rescue does in each of our little towns that we are in. They all train so hard for a disaster, right? And all the training that they put in, it's hard to keep the volunteers engaged because it's often the volunteers themselves are the ones that are driving all of these not-for-profits.
Yeah, so, we are really fortunate. We have search and rescues in communities across the Fraser Valley. I don't think that I've ever seen a group of volunteers who is more committed to what they do.
Yes, they're very dedicated.
They are so well trained because they have to mitigate the risks that they're taking to take care of us.
Yeah.
I know that one of the comments that they made was that the success, and I'm so glad that they found that
from a
boy,
helicopter.
right? But the success was because the search started right away.
Yeah. Don't wait.
And we've seen, Harrison and Chilliwack and Mission and Abbotsford. We've seen across the valley how many successful stories because search and rescue
amazing work that they do. Yeah.
We're really lucky here in Chilliwack too because we're building the new search and rescue center. It's really good news, and I know as a parent, we've all had that moment where we turn for a minute and we come back and they're gone.
Yeah.
And that feeling, I can't even imagine. I'm just so glad that this ended so well.
Yeah. And I'm glad that as a parent of 30s, I get to turn and look and they are gone. It's kind of fun that way. Speaking of building, I also saw that they are going to be building some emergency shelter beds for seniors, which is kind of amazing, but you know a little bit more about it than I do. What do you think about it?
So I think it's great. Any step towards supporting seniors, we have so many services, which to support seniors locally, and so many more needed, which is sad in itself.
And not just emergency beds. We need some place for some of these seniors to
Absolutely.
go. And some of the places that they're living in right now, I wouldn't put my dog in some of these places, and it just breaks my heart that there's nowhere for them to go.
Well, I think this is going to be a really good step.
Nice step, yeah.
I know we announced it as my former life, actually announced some supported housing and shelter beds earlier through BC Housing. But, I mean, I was glad to see it go forward. I was a little bit disappointed that the conversation was revolving around trees.
Yes. Let's
instead of human beings.
Yeah. Don't worry about your trees, worry about the people.
I get it, but
yeah,
we can do better.
We can.
And so
we should.
I'm looking forward to what's next too, but
Yeah.
glad that that's underway. There's still more work to do. You and I both know that. I think everyone involved.
And the city tries their best,
Yeah.
and it's all different levels of government.
Of course.
That, it's hard to coordinate everything all at once, but when you're on the grassroots, sometimes you don't think about the whole big picture, and you just want to help people.
Yeah. Well, and when you know better, you do better. And with each successful project, with each successful intervention, we know we learn things, and we can set up something better and more organic. And too, organic, and it's that on the ground work, that's what has the deepest impact. But having those beds is critical, and we need that housing first approach, and to take care of seniors who have taken care of and built our community. That's critical. Yeah,
it's amazing. Speaking of taking care, you have a kind of a cool story.
Okay, so it's a little bit lighter, and I was reading it from Langley. But so it's spring. We talked about how exciting that is.
Yes.
So spring season, but also it is kitten season.
Does that mean I get a kitten?
I mean, yes. Feel free to reach out to your local shelter as PCA.
Yeah.
It's not an impulse decision, though.
I know.
A pet needs a
I'm
forever
kind of
home.
allergic, so I need a naked.
Okay, maybe no then. But what that means is that it's the season for the booms. The shelters are expecting huge influxes of kittens, and we all know. I mean, I'm not on The Price is Right right now. I am not Bob Barker, but I will channel my inner Bob. Did you know that one cat and their descendants in 4 years can create 2,000 animals?
That's not cool. That's a lot of...
That's a lot.
Yeah, in the flower beds. Yeah.
In the flower beds. But so spay
and neuter.
I don't have the long microphone like Bob, and I don't have a big wheel to turn yet, but we'll talk to the producer.
Yes.
DAYBREAK, the wheel.
It's coming.
But yeah, the shelters are expecting this huge influx of cats. So not only do we have personal responsibilities to take care of our animals, make sure that they're not adding to the overpopulation, but shelters, get in touch depending on where you are in the valley. Do they need food? Do they need donations? They have pretty solid buying power. Maybe cash donation. Do they need volunteers? I don't know what each individual shelter needs, but it is kitten season. So.
And there is shelters in every one of our communities.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Here in Chilliwack, they have the Animal Safe Haven, which is kind of out in the Rosedale area. Not kittens, but dogs at the Wolf Road Animal Control. Those dogs do not get walked unless somebody goes and walks them, which is just, sad, very sad. And then we also have SPCA, which is in Greendale. So it's kind of on different bus routes.
And really. I have 2 dogs at my house that have way too much energy. So, yes, if we're talking about
walking dogs. Yes, and I have a dog that has very little energy. He's getting older, so I do walk him every day. So it's going to be nice when spring finally settles in.
Yes, well, I think that, there's been lots of great news, lots of political news. We're not going to touch on that at 6:30 on a Friday morning on our first show of Daybreak.
Yeah.
But
we're going to slowly
we're going to ease you into it. But yeah, what's coming up next?
We have some really cool interviews going on today. One with
Jean-Louis Bleau from the Cultural Centre.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I have one with Spiderlodge. They're going to have a really cool event coming up with them. So stay tuned and come back after the break.
Welcome back. We have Jean-Louis Bleau with us from the Chilliwack Cultural Centre. Hi, JL. JL, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm great.
We're great. Really good. So we're going to just chat you up a little bit this morning and learn a little bit about you and a little bit about the Cultural Centre. So the question that I've been dying to ask you is, why Chilliwack? Why did you move here?
Oh, actually, that's easy to answer. I was just talking to somebody about it the other day, and it's actually the vibe here. When I first came here, I described it as something is about to emerge. Something is bubbling under the surface and wants to kind of explode. And this idea of cultural renaissance kept coming to my mind. And part of it was because 1881 was just kind of being constructed. It was only phase one, and it just seemed like such a unique area. And so there's some unique things that were happening. And so to come here and be a part of that energy and contribute to that energy is what really excited me about moving to Chilliwack.
So layer in the art with the development and just be part of what Chilliwack is becoming.
Yes, yeah.
And you are doing a great job of that, because the Cultural Centre, I think, is also going through that change right now, and you're starting a demographic of trying to get to more younger people.
We're trying to get to more younger people. I always said the word struggling, and I think it's kind of true. We do have our core audience, and they've noticed that there's a lot of change. We're getting a lot of compliments about the quality and the caliber and the variety of the performances that we're bringing in, which is actually really great for me to hear. It's great feedback. But we still want to see the age demographic of the audience start to shift and bring in more young people. And we're starting to see that with different events that we're bringing in. But I still want more. I'm one of those people that just wants more.
Yes, all the time.
So it's really early. It's Friday morning, but you came in super jazzed. So you have some news, right?
So actually it's early to announce this, but our 15th anniversary season is actually the 25-26 season. So that's going to be starting in September. We're launching officially the season June 3rd, so I have a number of things that are going to be coming in, but there's one that I thought I would actually kind of let you know about. It's the centre opened officially on September 25th, 15 years ago. On that day, which is a Thursday, Colonel Chris Hadfield is going to come to the Chilliwack Cultural Centre, and he's going to do a talk and a musical performance. And so there's a lot of work that's coming in with that. I'm super jazzed because I just found out yesterday that it's confirmed and going to be happening, and I've been allowed to make that announcement with you. So this is actually the first kind of announcement of that. So we're going to scramble, get tickets on sale for people to actually purchase that.
I think they'll sell it pretty quick. That's a good one.
Yeah, we're going to have to.
So DAYBREAK exclusive.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. Yes. And so people who want to be part of everything that's exciting and happening at the Chilliwack Cultural Centre, memberships are coming up, right?
Yes, we have a membership program. It gives you some discounts on a lot of the curated aspects of the season that we do, the performances that we bring in. It's there's the color red is very prominent in the centre, so we call it our Red Member Program, and it's a program that you pay $50 to join. But what we do when we do our season launch June 3rd is all the performances that are part of that curated season. A lot of them are 50% off for a month or 2 months.
Really great deal.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So like you buy two tickets to one performance, you pretty much pay that $50 for your Red membership, and then throughout the year you get continue to get discounts, although not that high.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Is there anything else that's coming up that you'd like to share with us?
Well, we have the Valley Babes, which is who are going to be performing tonight.
Nice.
And so the Valley Babes is a local group. They're doing a performance called Unveiled. It kind of has a theme about the strength and resilience of women. So it's pulling inspiration from the witch trials that had taken place in the past and how women endured and persevered through that, and how that really inspires the strength of women today. And so it's a mix of music. There's some performances. We also have some aerialists that are going to be part of that performance. So it's something that we've produced in collaboration with them. So not only are we bringing stuff in, we're actually kind of working with the community groups in the area to create some unique performance experiences.
Well, that's really fantastic. It's coming right on the tail of International Women's Day and all of the important work and messages happening there. So I love that it's Valley Babes and it's local, and
there's still tickets available.
There are still tickets available. Yes.
Night.
So I'll be there. Thanks so much for being on the show with us today. Coming up after this, an interview with Spiderlodge.
We Sunday driving and the sun's bright shining. We load up the doggies, gas up our rifle.
Today we are going to interview Lori Paul and Rick Genge from Spiderlodge, because you have some exciting things coming up, don't you?
Well, Cari, we're pretty excited. We've got our newest album coming out on April the 11th, and the wonderful Shandhar Hut is presenting our concert performance on April the 11th, and my husband Rick has been recording this album for the last 2 years, and we're really excited to invite all of our friends in the Chilliwack community to come out and enjoy this evening of live music with us.
Awesome. Has this been something that you're working on as an album for a number of years? You said it 2 years, but is it just your songs or is it other songs? It's Canadiana is the title, but does that mean you're doing other Canadiana songs, or is it just you guys?
Just us.
Just
yeah.
you. Awesome. That's amazing. And who does all the writing?
Lori's the lyricist, and she's a really good campfire quarter. And I take my cues from her.
Awesome.
My dirty secret is out. I'm a crappy guitar player, and my husband is a fantastic teacher. There's no excuse for me. But yes, I write the lyrics, and then I bring it to Rick, and he makes it sound great. So yeah, these are all songs. Canadiana is basically songs by Canadians, produced in Canada, about Canada, for Canadians. So
Perfect.
we have covered
It's a good
all
title, then.
of the bases. Yes, that's right.
And it's not something that you guys have just decided to pick up and start doing. You've been doing this for a while, haven't you?
Our whole lives.
Yeah. But there's a special anniversary of 20 years.
Yes.
20 years to, wow, that's amazing.
Well, we started out working on original music, and Rick already had a music school here in Chilliwack, and he invited me at that point in time. We were just friends. Invited me to come and do vocal coaching out of Spiderlodge, and so we're celebrating 20 years of not only Spiderlodge as an original music act, but also as a music school and a recording studio. So 20-year anniversary for us coming up this year. It's pretty exciting.
That's amazing. Is there anything else you'd like to share with our audience before we go today? No, you're good. You're looking forward to it.
My husband is a man of few words, and of course I make up for that more than then some. We would just really love to thank chillTV and Chill Sounds for helping us to produce this event, and want to invite everybody out to celebrate all that's Canadian and encourage you to support Canadian businesses, Canadian artists, and make this coming few months, which promise to be challenging, a chance to celebrate everything that's great about our nation. So that's part of why we're going to throw this little shindig at this time, and we hope to see everybody out on the 11th of April.
Yes, so that's right. The 11th of April, tickets are on sale now, and Spiderlodge has been an amazing time talking to you, and it's been, I'm really looking forward to the concert, so everybody should get their tickets today.
Thank you, Cari.
Thank you.
Cari.
We Sunday driving, and the sun's bright shining. We load up the doggies, gas up our rifle. We're gonna hit that 4-lane, and then we off flying. We come alive when we Sunday driving.
Welcome back. Those are some pretty cool interviews. Jean-Louis, what an amazing energy.
So much energy and so much happening at the Cultural Centre.
Exactly, yeah, lots. And Spiderlodge, wonderful people, 20 years of being together. And then Canadiana, that is pretty cool. They snuck that in there even before this whole
Before they knew, before the
Trump decided to think that
Canadiana. So
Yes.
make sure you plug into that.
Yes, exactly. It's going to be a great night. So what are you up to this weekend?
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
We know, we talked a little bit with Jean-Louis about some of the things that were happening, but there's more happening at the
Yeah.
Cultural Centre too.
La Vie en Rose is going to be on Saturday night.
Yeah,
And then I think on Sunday, the Wildflowers?
that's Tom Petty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Impersonator.
That's right. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
not him.
it would be really
'cause that
cool
would
if
be
it was
crazy.
Tom Petty, but
Just a tribute band.
it's going to be really great.
Yeah.
And then tonight, we talked about Unveiled with Jean-Louis, but there's also Love Without Borders is having a Nowruz banquet to fundraise for their tiny homes
Yeah,
So that's
a
pretty
really
cool.
Yeah, we should see about getting her on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a good one. In Abbotsford at the Trade X, there's something called Insomnia 2025.
Do they just keep you awake? What is it?
Looking at the lineup, I would stay awake for that. I'm not sure if I'd like to stay awake, but it's really happening. Like a lot of different bands and different funky things that I'm probably going to pass on that one. But
I might be told.
yeah,
I don't know.
that's what I'm thinking.
I'll be in my pajamas.
Yes.
Okay.
And then in downtown Abbotsford, they're doing this I Do Wedding show from 10 till 2, which if you're thinking about getting married and want a one-stop shop, I guess they're setting up all different things there. So that's going to be kind of cool and amazing.
It's almost the season too,
I know.
right? I
And
feel
you gotta-
like they do it right now.
Yeah.
There's so many options.
Yeah. And I've lived through like a COVID wedding in our family and then the full-blown vineyard wedding too. So I'm glad it's all done now.
You know what? I'd be fine with a vow renewal.
Yes, we can hook her up. This has been a great time together. I'm looking forward to future shows with you and getting to know you a little bit more. Daybreak has been a great first show for us, and now I'm off to work.
Yeah, now it's work time. It's not just daybreak time. But thanks for joining us. Whether you're watching first thing on Friday morning at 6:30, or whether you're doing it later with a coffee or maybe an evening beverage.
Yes.
Thanks for tuning in. If you have any suggestions for us, we're always happy to hear it. And can't wait to see you next Friday morning at daybreak.
Yes. Have a good weekend.
We Sunday driving and the sun's bright shining. We load up the doggies, gas up our rifle. We're gonna hit that 4-lane and then we off flying. We come alive when we Sunday driving.